we are expecting a couple days of severe weather tomorrow and Tuesday for portions of the region. Tuesday has a higher potential to have a more robust severe weather event for portions of Iowa and Nebraska, while tomorrow will likely be in portions of South Dakota, Minnesota, and down to Nebraska, maybe into northwest Iowa. This all depends how storms evolve tomorrow evening. I will dig deep into all the details of the timing of the storms, the overall setup, and the ingredients that will be in place, and then I look maybe as we get deeper into next week or this upcoming week, however you want to say that. For tomorrow, a weak cold front will begin to sweep southeast through the upper Midwest by tomorrow afternoon and evening time frame. With this, we will have an arrival of a shortwave trough, which will bring in greater mid-level flow in a increase in deep layer shear. That will likely allow for some severe weather to take place tomorrow afternoon and evening as we start getting increase in dew points as well, back well into the 60s and into the low 70s. We will have at least some storm fuel in place, which I will take a look at later in the video as well. But it appears we will have a few supercells develop over portions of the upper Midwest and the western plains areas tomorrow afternoon and evening time frame. That will allow a chance for a couple of large-scale events and some damaging wind gusts. The tornado threat looks very low at this range. There could be an isolated tornado or two, but mainly it appears to be a large hail and damaging wind threat through tomorrow evening time frame. But as you can see, once we get to about sunset or so, at sunset, we should see most of it to weaken at this time. This does have a couple of isolated supercells. Still, this model does, but I do think it will mostly be weakened by this point tomorrow night as we will have a lot less storm fuel in place. So this does not appear to be an overnight complex like we've had earlier this week into the time frame. But once we get to Tuesday, we should have plenty of clearing taking place. Any morning round of storms will clear out very fast. We should be able to get a very unstable air mass to be in place by Tuesday at the noon time frame. We should start seeing some supercells develop as early afternoon Tuesday for portions of Nebraska and Iowa. That will, we'll have an all hazard threat of severe weather, including chance for tornadoes. But very large hail and damaging wind gusts appears to be the main threat still for Tuesday. But again, there may be an isolated corridor of greater tornado potential, likely be along a boundary in Iowa that I will talk about as well. But again, we may grow upscale pretty fast tomorrow evening into a complex of thunderstorms. And if so, that will lead to mainly of a damaging wind event with embedded tornadoes. But either way, it looks like Iowa and Nebraska will be the main area for Tuesday afternoon evening time frame for severe weather that could be on the intense side of things. We could maybe get intense damaging wind gusts out of this. Or if you can get a supercell to latch onto the warm front, you could even get a strong tornado to take place in between that 3 to 10 p.m. time frame Tuesday. But as we get into the overnight hours, we should start to see things decrease pretty fast once again as we start to see a pretty big decrease in storm fuel for Tuesday evening time frame. So both days will likely be more of a daytime, or likely more daytime events rather than what we have had earlier this week. Now, taking a look at Zonewatchpro.com, we do have a partnership with Zonewatch. They have a subscription-based platform, but there's also some free things as well. You don't have to pay for it, but on the subscription side of things, you do get a lot of features, including multiple model guidance, future model guidance on several layers of severe weather and winter weather. But there's also a future hail and lightning risk as well that is pretty accurate, so definitely take a look at that. And also, you do get a 7-day free trial as well. Taking a look at the storm fuel for tomorrow afternoon, we won't have a lot of storm fuel in place, and it is pretty pinched off ahead of the cold front, but we will have enough storm fuel in place to get some severe thunderstorms to happen. Even though on mid-August you usually need a higher storm fuel in place, we do have enough storm fuel by tomorrow afternoon and evening time frame that will allow for some severe thunderstorms into the afternoon and evening time frame, but likely won't last more than 4 to 5 hours or so. It just depends how things really evolve. But then as we get to Tuesday, we will have a lot more storm fuel in place, a lot more of an unstable air mass in place by the afternoon and evening time frame. We will likely have storm fuel upwards of 3,000 to 4,000 joules, and then we will have a pretty sharp boundary in place through Iowa into the border of Illinois and Wisconsin. With this boundary being in place, this will likely be the area of focus for increased tornado potential, but there may be also a boundary, maybe an asphalt boundary place into northeast Nebraska, into southwest Iowa. That also may be another area for enhanced tornado potential, but there's some uncertainty with how that will evolve. But either way, we will have pretty high storm fuel in place through the evening time frame that will allow for it severe load to take place again Tuesday afternoon and evening. We will have a lot of deep layer shear in place as well. A lot of deep layer shear and bulk shear in place Tuesday afternoon evening time frame, within the arrival of a stronger shortwave trough pushing into the Corn Belt at this time. We have shear upwards of 60 to 70 knots, up to 10 miles per hour, I guess, in the afternoon and evening time frame. That will be sufficient deep layer shear in place to get an organized severe event to occur, with it also an increase in directional shear that will also enhance the potential for tornadoes along a boundary. We don't have a lot of low level shear in place for Tuesday, so that means it's pretty uncertain how the tornado threat will evolve. But we have at least enough low level shear combined with all the different components that will be in place should allow for a few tornadoes to happen along again any boundary, any supercell that can last onto the warm front during the afternoon and evening time frame. And then the cold front will sweep south Tuesday evening into the overnight hours. We likely see a break in sea weather once again for a couple of days before we may see more sea weather evolve again as we move into this weekend and into next week. So the stubborn pattern does not look like it will really stop for a while, but as we move into September, we may see a different pattern move in, potentially colder as well. But again, it all depends how things evolve over the next week or so. But expect some more ridge riding thunderstorms, complexes of thunderstorms through the Corn Belt region over the next week to week and a half.